Hi guys, today I'm going to learn Django with you, Django 3. So my main focus for today is to learn Django. Okay, so we will actually follow Django's documentation, the official one, and in this you will try to stick with the whatever is described in Django documentation. We will not try to be we won't do anything on our own. We will just stick to the tutorial. We will even try to match it. We will do some experiments in the end, but in the beginning we will try to stick to this, even like names and all. This is the way I like to learn, so that in case if I'm facing any problem with the code, I can even search in Google and get some answers. Yeah, which doesn't happen if you have got everything changed, like you have changed the name and all. Okay, so let's start writing your first Django app, part 1. So the first thing is that I like to work in the virtual environment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my terminal and go to desktop and create a virtual environment. So to create a virtual environment, virtual env, and the name of environment or the folder, I'm gonna name it Django Qualify. Okay, in case you haven't got virtual environment installed, it's fine. Even if you're doing on your main if you've got Django installed on your PC wide, it's fine, but I like to do it in the virtual environment. So let's do it. Well, it doesn't matter much that what name you give to this folder or virtual environment. So let me create this, and it's creating virtual environment for me with Python installed in it. It won't take much time. Okay, it's there. cd Django Qualify. Okay, I'm in it. So if I see here, I've got these 3 folders: bin, include, and lib. So to activate the virtual environment, I need to first go source bin/activate. It's activated. This virtual environment is activated because you can see that's what it shows. So if I kind of exit from here, I don't know how. Sorry, let me open a new one and show you this. It says that to check if Django is installed, just do this command. It shows 1.11.27. well, this is not the version we are going to use. This is installed in my root folder of the Mac, you can say, but I'm not going to use this one 1.1 because it's too outdated. Because I tried to learn Django a couple of months ago, but I couldn't learn it, so I'm going to learn today. Okay, so let's go to the same one, desktop, and Django Qualify. So when I search, if you see now, I haven't got this virtual environment activated. So if I search this thing, it will show me this version. But once I've activated it using source bin activate, and then do this same thing, see what it says: no module named Django. So we're actually going to install it, and because I've got this environment activated, it will install in the same environment instead of installing it in your PC or Mac. So pip install Django. Django is being installed. It's installed, I guess, now. won't take much time. Okay, now let's do the same thing. Let's try to find the version of Django installed, and it says 3.0.3. okay, so we begin from here because this is the version. We want to use same version as they are using in the Django documentation. So they are using 3.0, which is fine. It doesn't matter what is after 3.0 because this is just a minor update. Okay, so till here is fine. Whatever environment you have got, whatever Python environment you have got is fine, but from now we will try to follow along. And okay, so let's dig in and create our first project using Django admin command. And start project is it means that you want to start a project, and project name is my site, so it will actually create a folder called my site. The reason why I'm not changing the name because I want to stick with this documentation, so we will do same, and let's see what's in the folder now. And let's create a new folder called my site, and then if you go to cd my site and see the folder structure, manage.py is there and my site is there, manage.py and my site. And inside that as well it creates you can see this is the main folder, and this is another folder with the same name inside. So it doesn't actually matter that what's the name of your project folder, what matters is what's inside. So if I look at this, I can even go in the same folder. So this is the structure, this is the project name, and this whatever project name you give, it will create another folder with the same name inside that, which will have settings and all these things. I'll show you now. Yeah, it has got all these things. I think it hasn't got asgi.py. I'll have a look about this in later. My site is to directory manage.py is to this is used to interact with Django, and my site directory is actual Python package for your project. So this is the actual thing. This is more important, this bit. And then this is important. Yeah, settings is really important. URLs, ASGI, we will look into it later on. The development server. Okay, so we didn't have to do much. Now we have got Django installed, so make sure you are in the folder where there is manage.py, and then run this command python manage.py.run server. And what it did, it said you have 17 unapplied migrations. We won't worry about migrations now because it has to do with the database. We are not doing anything with the database, but we can still access our Django installation by going to this URL, which is, yeah, the install worked successfully. Congrats. Now what to do now? Yeah, it says that we can even change the port if we want. So currently if you don't specify the port, it will run on 8000, but if you change it to something else like 8080 or something like 8088, it will show on 8088. See, if I do it now, it won't work, but let me stop it and run with the port 8088. Yeah, and it will show now. All right. Yeah, this 0 is like a shortcut of 0.0.0.0. So it is used especially when you want to access your Django installation from outside, not only just on your local computer but outside. So whatever is your static IP of your server, you can access. If you run the server using this command, you can access your Django installation from any other computer using the static IP. Replace the static IP with this and this port. So if your IP is something like 45.67.897.45, anything, and you can just access this. So it works, but for now we will just stick with this 8000 to follow with the tutorial. 8000. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, creating Pulse app. So what we created before was the project. Now we are creating app. So here you can read the difference between project and apps. An app is a web application that does something, example weblog system, database, or public records. A project is a collection of configuration and apps for a specific website. A project can contain multiple apps. An app can be in multiple projects. Okay, fine. So one project, in our case it is my site, one project can have multiple applications. So we are going to create a Pulse app. We can have anything, like we can have blog app, we can have calculator app, we can have expense manager app, yeah, but the main project is my site. So to create an app, all we have to do is start app. So we are going to stop this. I can even open in the new terminal and create app, and it will still work. Django won't be stopped, but let's stop it because I want to. Let's stop it and run the same command, python.manager.py. Remember, start app is not create. Where is that? Yeah. So to create a project, we have to do a start project, and to create an app, we have to do a start app. Remember that, start project, start app. So app's name is Pulse. If we see now, we have got an app here called Pulse, and directory structure will be same like this, I'm sure. These are the files and folders. Yeah, almost same. We will go back and writing your first view. You will go to Pulse/views. Okay, so I'm going to use PyCharm for this tutorial. So let's start PyCharm and open desktop Django Qualify. Okay, now I'm going to stop using terminal. I'll use Django's inbuilt terminal instead. I'm going to put it on my right. Yeah, well, that's a good setup. My site. We won't touch this, all these. The main thing is this, my site. This is our main folder, and or let's do one thing. Let's open it from scratch. Let's actually open the project folder instead of Django desktop, Django Qualify, and my site. Yeah, this is all we need. We don't even have to touch the other things. So To make it less complicated, I did that so that my directory structure and your directory structure looks the same. Write your first view, go to polls, views, polls, views, and put this from Django.http, from Django.http, import HTTP response. Dev index request return HTTP response, and we can put hello world here. You can make these small changes, it's fine. And this is the simplest view possible in Django. Now to call the view, we need to map it to the URL, and for that we need to create URL conf. So we need to create url.py inside the polls directory. So inside the polls directory we will create urls.py, and this is what we are going to do. I'll explain it now. From Django.urls import path and import views. The URL pattern is that if the path is nothing, if it's the root of app, remember it's root of app because we are in the polls app, then open views.index, views index. We'll save it, and the next, it won't work now because we know what to do once it has reached to the polls folder. What happened before that, because Django will first look into this folder, my site slash, this file, my site slash urls.py. So my site, that's the main root URL manager, you can say. So we will add another one here, or let's copy it. So what it's doing here is that if there is polls in the path, so it means here polls, then transfer everything to polls.urls. So polls.url, it doesn't have to do .py because Python does it for us when we do include. So when we get polls slash, and then we go here, yeah, so it should show something here. If we, oh sorry, I haven't even started my Django because it is virtual environment. I'll actually do source bin activate and go inside my site and python manage.py. Remember, I'm in the same folder where manage.py is. Python manage.py run server. Yeah, now I should be able to access it. Yeah, it says hello world. So what it's actually doing is that Django identified is that see, this is the root URL, and then after that we have got polls. So this file actually does that job. So Django will first look into this file, my site slash urls.py, and it found that okay, we've got polls. Now it is matching, so let's put everything to polls.urls, sorry, polls/urls.py, and now this file is doing the rest of the job. So it knows that there's nothing after that. It will simply open the index view, and index view we have got hello world. That's what it's doing. When to use include is used when we do include other URL patterns like this is a URL pattern, so that's why we are using include here. And the only exception is admin.site.urls. For admin.site.urls we don't need to use include. Okay, fine. And there are 4 arguments in the path. So first is root, which is this, and then there is view. This, in this case, first is root. So root is like the main root. Root is like root. And then view. This is the view. And quarks actually I think it possibly passes the variables and all the information to the views. We are not using that now. We will use that in later probably. And the name is this. Name is equal to index. Now they say that it helps. This powerful feature allows you to make global changes to the URL patterns of your project while only touching a single file. So currently there is no use of it, but it is a powerful feature, Django says. So fine. Hope you have understood till here that, say this is the root of the app. If we do something like 1 2 3 4 here and 1 2 3 4 here, we show the same thing. So basically because it has matched that this is in the path, and then it's loading that index view. And if we do it now, it won't be shown. If we do now, it will. Fine. Thanks guys.